Feast Week, presented by Lowe's.
Welcome to the SEC on ESPN, a part of Feast Week presented by Lowe's. The Providence Friars have come on the road to take on the powerful, #1 ranked Kentucky Wildcats from packed, sold-out Rupp Arena here in Lexington, Kentucky. Starting lineups as we are just a moment away from tip. First for the Friars, undefeated 6-0. Chris Dunn, who's been banged up, is in the starting lineup. He will play. Kyron Cartwright, Dante Henton, one of the top scorers in the country, Tyler Harris, and Carson DeRozier, the 5. Kentucky, this is their first 5. Their starting 5. We'll talk a lot about the depth, the platoon system. Harrison, Poitras, Towns, to go, and could not be more excited about this #1 ranked Wildcats team.
When you watch Kentucky, a lot of people looking for chinks in the season.
There's Towns, the ultra-talented freshman, wide open, and he makes the first basket of the game.
McDonald's All-Americans, obviously.
You watch him play early, you watch him in practice, you just wonder who could beat these Wildcats. Towns again with the left hand scores his second early basket. Providence just running half-court offense. That's another turnover. And the outlet to Harrison. He will lay it in.
This is not the start.
Finds DeRozier, the big man, hits a 3.
We can do that. The transfer from Wake Forest back home has nursed some serious injuries.
Had a real hard time staying healthy. What a move by Tyler Harris, attacking the shot blockers at the rim. Cauley Stein on the block. DeRozier, pretty good defense. He scores anyway. Here's Dunn using a screen and a nice bounce pass. The big man, though, pinned underneath, scores against Towns. Shot clock winding down for Dunn. The crossover move and the pass tipped by Cauley Stein. Out of the open court, the big man misses the layup.
Chris Dunn needed to.
Yeah, this is a big part of the success of the Wildcats, and you mentioned the shot blocking, Fran. It's been amazing.
Well, when you block one shot every 4 two-point field goal attempts of your opponent, you're basically putting, you know, the bubble, that big bubble that you use to work on rebounds.
Who also has been beat up with his ankle. A near turnover. Somehow Providence saves it. They throw a lob, and the finish by Harris. That outstanding game in Connecticut. What a win for the Longhorns. Here we are at Rupp Arena, and our first volleyball swat of the game. Not sure Marcus Lee needed to do that. Could have just has played well in these first few minutes. Here is Henton with the shot clock winding down. He's going to launch from way outside and hit the 3.
Not a surprise.
Last year got the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. Out of the timeout. The sophomore from Brooklyn, Bakari Johnson.
Very productive early in his sophomore season.
And he is the guy down low. He's got some low post moves. He can be a true
star. My good ball hawking by Tyler Ulis.
He's going to do a lot of that in his career. Great pass, though, on the freshman.
School in Connecticut. And just look at him, 7'2" freshman. You talk about Lindsay. We're going to come up with a new name today.
Blue-white is a little dry.
Yeah, I got some ideas for you.
So we have a few thoughts, potentially, for a name for that second. Friars being pretty smart about the way they're changing defenses. Poitras with the lob from Andrew Harrison.
Nice cut. Terrific. You're going to stay in this game, and that's what they've done so far.
Harris draws the foul, and I think he's been a part of that, Fran. Tyler Harris attacked the basket early. He's made a couple of shots. He has not looked.
Didn't play much as a freshman at NC State. I think some of it was strength. But the year sitting out, his second year now in the Fry as a first cousin to both Tobias and Tyler, and their teammates now in Orlando. Tobias. Now, if there's one Achilles heel for Kentucky, they don't have many, is they don't have a small forward. Their front line in the platoons is basically 3 bigs, 3 big. 30 minutes a game, which I think is going to happen in the future.
Well, you see the size. He's not a big kid, but the quick does get there and scores.
Yeah. And it's the old. There hasn't been a lot of great talent come out of there. There have been a few that have been great players, but by and large, Ed Cooley is really Ed Cooley's dream job. An assistant long time. They love their Friar basketball family.
Cauley Stein rattles the first. Has really been off to an excellent season.
Oh, absolutely. 5 wins over the top 25. Villanova looks like a team that can play with anybody in the country. Jay Wright's got a nice veteran club.
Yeah, it's not just gaudy records for Big East teams. It's some signature wins. What a move, Paulie Stein.
What you'll love,
Trip.
you know, that looked like the shot pass right there. I saw Poitras come out of the corner.
It did. Great look. Towns with the flush. Ed Cooley wants a timeout. Here come the Wildcats.
You know, if I'm John Calipari, there's gonna look at this. Look at this pressure.
Ulis again. Poitras. A blocking foul. 3-point lead with free throws coming.
I think right now, Dave, it doesn't sound like a lot of time, a minute 30. You don't want to get knocked out here.
Get back in the corner.
Right, yeah, you don't want to go off down 8-9 and make it really tough to start the second half.
Going to halftime, let your cut.
Still think you got to get him the ball where he can operate in some space and maybe take Paulie Stein off the dribble.
2 free throws for Dunn. Makes the first. LaDante points per game. Dunn. 2 big free throws for Chris Dunn.
Shooter on the floor.
They have situationally. John Calipari using his bench a little differently. What a move for Aaron. Harris offense. Tough going these last many minutes. DeRozier 3 is good.
Remember early in the game when he hit that 3?
But then it happened very quickly. Poitras on the outlet with the dunk finish.
Now that's another unforced turnover, essentially, that leads to an easy.
The ball. Johnson makes his move with the left hand. Towns lays it in with the foul.
I know you said it earlier, Dave, when those a guy named Jay Williams who played at Duke University.
Yeah, those are 2 pretty good ones. But Carl Anthony Towns.
Like the cavalry coming over the hill when you think you've but I got some other names I want to run by you.
Lyles on the perimeter. That second unit in. Paulie Stein stays in, though, and he made that look easy. Got kind of cut off, but scored anyway.
I'm telling you, he had a move against Yale. Look at Paulie Stein.
Big man out in the open floor, but he missed the layup. Ulis missed it, and Paulie Stein tried to tip it in. Ulis uses the backboard, and that one finally spins down. It's come on the road. Booker, long way out. Good!
Well,
Poitras layup good. Timeout Providence. That one didn't do it. Ulis lob and DeRozier sniffed it out, but there's Towns who got hammered. Pretty good play.
We played in the same schoolyard in Sheepshead Bay. We played at Severian High School where Chris Mullen played. We all were kind of schoolyard guys. And he did a great job at Pittsburgh.
It's one of the all-time great nicknames and a fun guy to visit with. Even when Kentucky misses free throws, the Wildcats to those have come when Ulis is matched up against Dunn. Here's Harris in the lane. That's a nice move.
Sure is. All part of the plan.
Harrison 3. He's had a
couple sophomores.
Here is the other Harrison. Andrew launched one up. Not a great shot. Dunn has it stolen away, and Andrew dunks it home. They took a questionable shot and made a couple years ago when they won their national title with Anthony Davis, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Paulie Stein not going to miss that one. Man, way up above the rim.
And they work getting everybody to buy in. Good set play right there.
Henton off the inbound play, missed the shot. Paulie Stein, maybe another one. Harrison dunks it himself.
Harrison said, I think that's 23 points now. Off turnover.
Wildcats fans thought that was a clean block, but it's a foul. So the Big Ten Challenge. And Fran, when we talk about the journey to the tourney games, the whole idea is, hey, along the way, there are games that the committee
or a higher 1 seed, because at this point, I think both teams look like they could easily be 1 seeds. You know, a guy that's really improved for Wisconsin is Nigel Hayden.
There's a 3 on the way. Aaron Harrison missed that one. Lyles tracked down the rebound. Aaron a pass. Johnson, the plug.
Going to make as time goes on. He's 1 for 5. You know, I mentioned the idea of it being a prize fight, and I think this fight went.
I guess he got a piece of the rim. I was blocked off.
We talk about family, and we're going to be a family, and we're going to look out for each other. And you know, coaches' wives are like moms away from home, and sometimes they're a good shoulder to cry on, provide a good meal, and well, it's a thankless front lines in the country. Throw Wisconsin in there as well.
Euless runner goes.
Duke's front line isn't bad. We saw it. Lot to learn for Eddie Cooley's young Providence team. Some promise. And picked 5th in the Big East. And they've shown already early in the year at 6-1. They got a chance to be very good.
Yeah, can exceed those expectations, I think. The deep Wildcats, though, end up with the victory. Coming up next on ESPN2, our college basketball coverage continues. The third-place game from the Orlando Classic. Tennessee and Marquette.